Whenever you're ready.
Oh my God.
Jessica! I've never been called a fox!
Dana.
That's a classy name for a Harry.
I like it classic.
Okay.
Do you?
Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Jessica.
Dana.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, thank you. I am Dana Powell. Oh, wait. I didn't say welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. I literally, during pandemic, I don't think I've done our opening right one time.
I don't think we've had the same consistency for any of the shows, and that's fine.
Yeah, no. It's like, oh, hey, this week's episode's 52 minutes. Next week's is 7 hours and 16 seconds. Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. I am Dana Powell.
I'm Jessica Young.
And we are here to rant and rave. I swear to God, Jessica, you pause. I swear you pause.
Because I'm waiting because I always think there's a delay, like when you were back in the old country.
The old country. Oh, you know what else I'm going to do real quick because I can't remember to do it. Hey, can you tell people how to get a hold of us, Jessica?
Yes, I can, and I will. Thank you, listeners, for the follows, and thank you for the messages this week, as always. You can find us on Instagram. That seems to be our listeners' favorite and preferred platform. Kind of ours, too. Facebook, too. We're here for it. We're totally there on it. At the Rants and Raves podcast. You can find us on Twitter at raves_the. You can email us at the Rants and Raves podcast at gmail.com and directly through our contact button on our website, www.therantsandravespodcast.com.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. Please, if you get a second, whatever platform you listen on, rate, review, subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say what other podcasts say. Please leave us a lovely 5-star review. Anyway, Jessica, how was your week?
It was, you know what? I'm trying to think. I'm like, I was going to say it was kind of uneventful. I did do another acting for the police via Zoom.
Ah, yes. And then you very unkindly sent me a picture of your face.
It was
without
poor taste.
Without any explanation.
Yep.
And I thought you'd been beaten to a pulp. Can I be honest with you right now and tell you what I thought happened? Like where my brain went instantly?
Totally.
I was like, Jesus. Jessica got snappy with someone about not wearing a mask and they came to blows. That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
You would probably be right in thinking that. Yes. And I will say that is a testament to my husband. Luckily, you did not think that something happened at home, which it certainly, and luckily for me, did not.
No.
But yeah, that was really stupid on my part. I just sent Dana a picture of me because I was really proud of the makeup I did.
It was really good. Scarily good.
I had to give myself a black eye, and it's probably not what people would think that you do. It doesn't all turn under the eye. It kind of has a progression.
Mm-hmm.
And I always have at least one cop ask me if that injury is real.
Oh, wow.
Like when we're done with the thing. And I'm like, no. I mean, I'm a real person, but I'm an actor.
Right.
I was acting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, look, I miss getting to travel for those things because they always put us in a lovely hotel. I love the other actors I work with.
Mm-hmm.
I love the cops and detectives and advocates for domestic violence and all that I've worked with over the years so much. But I also was not interested in being in an enclosed hotel room with 6 other people.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. A lot of those people I've been seeing haven't been wearing masks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of put my foot down and I never do that. I'm like the queen of being scared that I'll never be asked back for something or that I better not give my 2 cents.
Yeah.
You would think for someone as opinionated and as outspoken as me that I would not be like that. I'm such a coward when it comes to standing up for myself in a lot of situations.
Mm-hmm.
And this time I put my foot down, and I've been doing it with them for so long. I wasn't trying to be arrogant, like, yeah, let them try to find somebody else.
Right.
But I did just straight up say, I'm so sorry if this is if you are expecting us to be in person, then I'm going to have to decline. And then the
Yes.
other actors found out I said that and they're like, we wish we said that. I'm like, well, why don't you?
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold, we got to do it via Zoom. So, you
Good.
know what? Just like people are getting acclimated with teaching or dealing with children being at home. Look, guys, I feel I'm not saying it's fun. No, it's absolutely not the same thing as being in person. Nothing
No,
is.
but there are 2,000 students and teachers quarantined right now after
Yes.
1 week back at school.
Yeah.
So I know we talked about that on a previous episode, and exactly what we were concerned about is
Mm-hmm.
exactly what's happening. So
Correct.
you did the right thing for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Thank you. And you know
Yeah.
what? I cannot cry on cue. Never been a talent of mine ever. But
Really?
oh my God, not at
I
all.
can. I can, and I always say that I wonder if it makes me a psychopath.
You know what it is? I'm not kidding. And honestly, this is the same with especially doing like live plays, like theatrical work, not
Yeah.
stuff on camera. I can cry if I'm moved by the other actor. That can
Mhm.
make me cry.
Mhm.
And in this case, like over the years, and this was a doozer when I did it last week, I can cry if I feel like the cop really cares.
Mm.
And I had an incredible group of people interviewing me, and I cried for all but
Hmm.
one. And guess what? The one that didn't cry felt my wrath because he said some really dumb things, and it
Oh,
really set me off.
really?
But we're given free reign to do that. They want it to be real. And the
Yeah.
guy, very disrespectfully, I could tell, was getting impatient with my details and how I was telling the story. And
Uh-huh.
just like real life, people talk all over the place when they're trying to remember things or they're scared to say certain things and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And the guy just point blank said to me, "So are you going to do something about it this time?" And I literally went, "What?" Like I shook my head. I've never done. I go, "What?" And he goes, "What's going to be different this time? Because last time you said something, you sure didn't go through with it or report it."
Wow.
And my eyes bugged out of my head, and he felt the wrath. And then when we debriefed them afterwards, I was not so nice. I started it with, "Sir, I understand that you are a man of the law, and I know what you deal with on a daily basis. So please don't be offended by what I'm about to say." And then I just cut loose.
Good. He can't do
You
that.
can't. And the
No.
moderator, if you will, like
Mhm.
the people that teach this week of classes to officers who are training to become detectives or crisis negotiators and all that stuff, he was like, "She's 100% right." And the minute you said that, I cringed. Your partner sitting behind you cringed. And he's
Ooh.
like, "So good for you, Jessica, for pointing it out."
Oh, yikes.
And the guy, you know what? I will say this though, to his credit, he apologized and he was sincere and he said, "I'm so sorry." And he said the internal affairs guy got a hold of me. He works in internal affairs for the police. And so they're
Mm.
used to hard
Push, push,
hammering.
push,
Yep.
push.
They're trying to break people when they
Right.
know like you're lying or
Right.
to get information. So he said, "I'm sorry." And I said, "You just need to keep that in mind. Like
Mhm.
you should not be treating a victim in the same manner
Mm-mm.
that
A
you would
victim of
a suspect."
anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was really good though.
Ooh.
I have to say I feel more energized and I think I've been in a better mood because just in the last month, that's now my second paid acting job. I feel like
Yeah.
it's a little ray of light at the end of the tunnel
Absolutely.
because
Absolutely.
you've been auditioning a lot. Like it feels like it's finally
It's
starting to pick up
starting to pick up.
a little.
Yeah, I talked to of course my husband's on a movie and they
Yeah.
start shooting in September. I talked to my agent. This is not an entertainment podcast. I don't know. Anyway,
About
things
our
are
life.
starting yeah, things are starting to pick up. I was up at 4:30, 5:30 this morning doing a
Yep.
self-tape because I need
Yep.
my husband to help me, and he gets home too late to do it, blah, 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 nobody cares. But it was
Tell
a
our
fun one.
listeners what that is, because a lot of our listeners have nothing to do with the entertainment industry, and they're
Oh,
probably like, "What the heck is a self-tape?"
that's true because I had to do a self-tape when I was back in St. Louis over Christmas, and I called a theater to see if they knew of any camera people who could tape me.
Yes.
And he goes, what is it you're looking for again? And I said, I just need facilities and a person to tape me, a self-tape. And he was like, you're gonna have to spell that. And I go, tape? Okay. Self, SELF,
I can.
tape, TAPE, where I would put myself on tape. So rude, Dana. But
My God.
he had asked me so many questions and he was getting so annoyed with me. So I was like,
That's
"Bleh."
hilarious.
So that's what it is. When we audition for something and we're not in the room, we put ourselves on tape and submit it to be considered for the role. So there's obviously I think almost all auditions, except
It
some
is.
commercial auditions are happening in person, but
Really?
but I think when that happens, it's like narrowed down to 5 people already,
Yeah, and
So
you're at a distance and
yes. So right now, even the self tapes I have, my reps are like, yeah, they don't know when it's shooting. Like people are still scrambling trying to figure out
Totally.
how this is all going to work. So, yep. So that I got up early this morning and did that. That's why I look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in my face because I'm tired.
No.
I had a friend over for a porch party last night.
Nice.
Yes, it was nice. My friend Jay, I hadn't seen him in months.
Oh, that's good.
And he did a reading of his script on Saturday that I helped out with. And so he
Awesome.
got to come over and we got to talk. It was interesting. I think the reason you and I normally we don't talk about this stuff too much on our podcast because it's not what we're really about. But I think both of us kind of have felt nice getting back into work mode, creative mode,
Yes,
because
yes.
my friend Jay was over here last night for probably 4 hours. And I think most of the time we talked about his script and writing.
Yep,
And I was like, oh, that felt good.
I know.
Just getting back to what I do.
Totally. I
And
think for
and
so
it's not
many
even
people, they're not
fully.
doing what they normally do.
I know. It's not even fully, but even just
No,
the little taste of it is like, oh God, okay. Whew.
totally.
Yeah.
No, it makes us feel a little less defeated, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
It's just, yeah, this is the way it's going to be for a while. So I think everyone has gone through the gamut of 20,000 emotions on a daily,
Mm-hmm.
weekly, monthly basis. And
Mm-hmm.
I cannot feel great, like nothing's wrong one day, and then feel like I can't get out of my bed the next day.
Same.
So
Exactly the same.
it's weird. It's a
Yeah.
lot of extreme highs and extreme lows.
Yeah.
But I think everyone is going through that. So kudos to everyone for pushing through and for getting up with your kids to
Right.
deal with that.
Mm,
Go to your job.
say no to omelet eggs and make frozen waffles instead.
Oh my God, right?
Oh gosh. Well, should we go ahead and get into our first
Let's
rant?
do it.
Okay, I think I'm up first. Is
You
this
are.
a listener rant?
If by listener you mean Jessica Young, yeah. Sure.
That's exactly why I asked, because I was like, this sounds like Jessica. I feel like I should read it like this. People who blare horrible music, like do my impression. Jessica, I have to tell you, I was talking about you last night to my friend Jay. And earlier I had mentioned to you, I said, oh, I was telling my girlfriend Jessica, blah, 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 blah. And he didn't say anything. And so then we were talking about something else. And I said, Jessica tells me, Dana, you need a robot. And I did what I do to you. And he goes, oh, I know who Jessica is. And I go, yeah, my podcast partner. He goes, yeah, when you did the voice, I was like, yeah, Jessica. I was like, my sisters say, Dana, why do you do that to her? And I go, that's what she sounds like to me.
Yes.
Like, that's what and Jay was like, I'm sure she knows she has a deep voice. I was like, yeah, she knows.
Excuse me. But nothing will ever beat your father saying, that's a woman.
But when I do the impersonation, it's like our friend Josh. When I do our friend Josh,
Yep.
like my whole face changes, my mouth, my lips get really
Your
thin.
eyebrows.
My eyebrow goes up. Like, but it's not, it's because I love you guys so much. And that's how I see you and hear you. So
I
when
love
I'm
it.
doing you, so I hope
Yes.
you're not offended.
Not at all.
I will not read our listener rant in your voice so that there's
You
some
can.
anonymity, Jessica.
Oh, okay. The problem is I wish I could get my voice half as high as yours, but I
Oh,
will
God.
never be able to properly
Are you
imitate
kidding? I
you.
sound like a cartoon. It's
Yeah,
awful. I don't
it's
know how people
adorable.
listen to us. You guys, you should just stop listening to us.
That's a really good business model, Dana.
Oh, great, great.
Reverse psychology. Tell people
Go away. Come here. Go away.
don't bother building it. They won't come.
Okay, here we go. Rant. Here we go. People who blare horrible music from their cars and don't have the decency to turn it down when they are in residential areas or pull up next to someone at a stoplight. These types of people also tend to be erratic drivers with no regard for anyone else. F you, you're in my neighborhood. Now, I want to dissect this a little bit.
Do it.
People who blare horrible music. Now, Jessica, since we know this is your complaint, what do you label horrible music?
I mean, I know that music and anything for that matter is subjective, right? But it's music that's usually unintelligible and where most people that do this have a horrific sound system. And they have the bass turned all the way up or the reverse with the treble. And so all I'm hearing is blaring and buzzing.
Yes. Yeah, I will agree with you on that. I listen, I like to drop a beat, you know? I like to feel some bass.
Yeah, I love
know?
bass. I also love I love rap. I love hip hop. I love so many
But you
kinds
know
of
what
music, but
you know
that's
what
not what people are blasting.
But you know what I don't like is when the bass is so loud that it rattles
feel it.
my bladder. Yeah,
Yes, you
like
feel it in
you
your
feel it.
body.
There's no need for that when I am 20 feet from you or in the car next to me at a stoplight. And I like to listen to my music loud. I do. And sometimes when I turn on the car, my husband and son are like, "What?" Because it's so loud.
Same.
But when I pull up to a stoplight or if I'm in a residential area, I definitely will turn it down. Now, sometimes that's purely out of shame, out of for what I'm listening to, but still it's respectful, right?
Yes. Also, like, it's never like a feel good nobody's
No, it's always
blasting Bruno Mars or Katy Perry Smile at the
Well,
top of the decibels.
there might be someone doing that who might be named Paina Dowell, but
It's usually like heavy metal music from
Yes.
Gwar.
It's something angry. Yeah,
Yes.
usually. Or real sexual and there's a lot of thump. And you're right, it's just not necessary. It's just rude to do to other people, and especially my instant fear if my son's with me is that they're gonna talk about genitals or curse words, and I'm gonna have to be like, "No, roll up the way," and then he's gonna be like, "Why?" And it causes a conversation that I don't wanna have.
You mean like when Alan took a CD that my friend Scarlett made for all the ladies on a bachelorette weekend? We all went to Palm Springs when our friend got married, and she made an amazing and filthy compilation CD because she works in the music industry. So she pulled all kinds of stuff and he queued it up. And the first time I met his sister, and when we picked her up from the airport, we were in my car, so it looked like I picked it. And he started playing that song that's like, my neck, my back, lick my and my crack.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to leave out the third word because I'm feeling very prudish on the podcast. But if you are familiar with the new song that's out right now by Cardi B, I think you know the word I'm talking about. I died. It's such a dirty ass
It's a
song.
dirty song.
And I don't listen to that in front. I just, oh my God. I'm blushing right now. So
Well,
horrifying.
Jessica, I agree with you. It's very, very rude for people to do that. They shouldn't be doing it. There's no need for it. And if you want to listen to your music that loud, honestly, I'll say even if you're in your house and you have speakers that big, unless you live on 10
Yes.
acres by
Yes.
yourself and the cows are out to pasture, don't do that. Don't do that. Also, you're hurting your ears. Crazy. I know I sound like an old woman.
No, but you're right.
But it's true. If you talk to all those people that were like roadies and band-aids and all that back in the day,
Yes.
they're all like, no, I can't hear anything because I stood next to the speakers all the time. I wish I had put in earplugs.
Yep.
It's the same difference.
Totally. And my God, even for those people, I don't know that earplugs would even help with that amount of blast.
Oh, I know. And listen, it doesn't make you look badder or cooler. You're already riding so low in your car that if you hit a speed bump, you're going to rip the bottom of your car out. And you got fancy cursive writing all over your window.
Oh my God, yes.
Already, I'm impressed. I don't need to feel my bladder tingle to know you're cool.
Oh my God.
Was that rude?
No, I'm dying. That goes hand in hand with it too. The
Usually.
cursive writing and oftentimes an LED border around the license plate
Yes, totally.
or the undercarriage of the car.
Which I don't even think is legal anymore.
It's so stupid. But seriously, don't you agree? Do you have people do you ever have people flying down your street? I mean, you're not on a main street, but
No, but we're one of the few completely through streets between two
major
major
streets.
streets.
Mhm.
So we have a problem with it for sure.
It's upsetting. Look,
Yeah.
for everyone's safety, okay, including just adults, but kids,
Yeah.
pets, older people. Are you familiar with something? I've seen this, and actually Josh Dubose himself has this on his street now. I was like, what the hell is this? The last time I was there, he goes, oh yeah, they turned us into a slow street. So LA, and I don't know what it takes to get your street to be determined a slow street. They have set up these things like they would for like plastic, not a sandwich board, but you know what I mean, those plastic barricade things from construction. But they
Yeah.
are from the city of LA, and it says this is a slow street. And they
Oh.
are put up all through the street, hoping, I mean, it's not blocking you, but preventing people
people
from
slow
flying
down.
down it, and that you are aware. And there's a lot of them. So you can't say you didn't see it or you didn't read it.
Now, does it take up parking spaces?
No, it's in the
Okay.
center of the road.
Oh,
But it's like, whoa, like when I pulled on there, I'm like, oh, what is this?
what's happening?
Oh, and also not a lot of people are driving these days, not like they were at
Right.
least. So I was able to stop in the middle of the street and read it. And I'm like, oh, and it says like what a slow street means. And it showed like somebody, I think, walking with a walker, a child throwing a ball,
Yeah.
a dog running. People on my street, it's like that too all the time. And it
Mhm.
makes me insane how
Yeah.
people fly down it with zero regard.
Me too, because we live in a neighborhood. Like when
Yes.
between 5 and 8 o'clock, there are people out everywhere walking their
Mhm,
dogs,
mhm,
walking with their children,
mhm.
for an evening walk after dinner or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's definitely like a whole entire section of my street, of the street that's a throughway,
Mhm.
is there's no sidewalks.
Right.
So people are walking on the sides of the streets with their pets and their children, and people still will fly through there. It's like, come on.
Yeah, it's so rude. None of our listeners would do that.
Never, never.
Really
Oh,
don't think
last
they
thing I'm
would.
going to say about the too loud music guy,
Mhm.
whatever, guy or girl, but let's be honest, it's usually dudes.
Okay. Girls are singing at the top of their lungs.
Yes, they don't need the music so loud because they want to hear their pristine voices. They're majestic. So also I would say that's the person who also would make me be this old lady. I don't even think it's legal for them to have windows tinted that dark. What if a cop had to come up to their window they wouldn't feel safe because they wouldn't even be able to see if they had a weapon or not.
Do you know what? I want to meet that lady because I agree with her 120%.
You know her as she's me.
I really do think it should be illegal. I mean, that's another issue entirely. But hey, I got caught taking a rage walk picture because someone's windows were so tinted. I didn't know they were in their car when I was trying to photograph myself with it. Okay.
Yeah, and that's not fair to you. Oh my God.
It's not. But seriously, don't you see cars sometimes where for real you cannot see
You can't see in. Yeah. And I actually do think that is illegal to have them that dark. I think there's only a certain level you're supposed to go to, but it's like, what are they going to respond to, a fire or two dark windows?
Okay. There's a tinted car sitting on my street right now. No, they're not doing anything. And the license plate says washed with two A's.
Oh my God.
I think it's a mobile detailing service. Which, by the way, I'm glad that everyone in my neighborhood is so rich that they have people, because I've been seeing that on the reg.
I need it. And I'm
jealous.
I know I'm not.
I want it. I'm not making fun of them. I'm just being nasty because I'm jealous.
I know. Same for me, because I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, this is the perfect platform to ask because somebody will know.
Yes.
So one of my cars is covered in Missouri bugs, like bugs. Missouri to LA bugs. And I can't get them off. I've been to the car wash twice. Can't get it. They're baked on there. Like, can't. So that's one car. And then the other car didn't get driven while I was gone and is covered in tree sap from my neighbor's tree.
We have that too.
And so I can't get that off either. Car wash after car wash. Henry keeps going, you need to wash the car. I'm like, I have 1,000,000 times. So my dad was like, well, you probably need to get somebody over there, somebody that does that.
Yep.
That's expensive.
Yeah, I was going to say, I will tell you though.
Off? Do you know what gets sap off?
I really don't, because we have two massive, ancient, different species, but both pine trees right in front of my building.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them drops unripened, if you will. The pine cones, when they're still green.
When they're closed, yeah.
Yeah, it actually smashed my neighbor's window out. Like I took pictures of it. Wow. One dropped yesterday and took out their windshield.
No, really?
And I don't know whose car it belonged to, so I left a note saying, I heard something loud. I thought a package was thrown against my door. Unfortunately, it was your window, and the culprit is right next to your car because you can see the cone there. So we have that, and then the other one freaking rains sap. Like, it's
that's
insane.
How this one is. Sap and needles, just constant.
I have to tell you, it's one of the best $99 I've ever spent in my life.
A detailing?
I had my car detailed, and yes, they do a good job when you take it to a wash, and
of course,
$20 wash for a vacuum and clean, and they even spray the fresh car smell and whatever. When I got my car detailed, I was like, oh, this is next level.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way to go. Or you can even ask them, say, I would call some places, especially now, save yourself the time and effort.
Yeah.
Because I think with that buffing machine that they might be able to get the bugs off and the sap. I say this because when I first moved to LA, backed out of a parking lot and drug the entire side of my red car against the support beam in the parking lot.
Oh no, yeah.
So
I think everyone who moves to LA does that at least once. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It not only put like Jurassic gouge in the side of my car, but all the white paint from the pole was on the car.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. No, the detail didn't magically seal up the gouge, but that buffing machine took off every inch of paint, and it literally looked like someone took a paintbrush and painted a huge stripe across my car in white. So I think those buffing machines can get it off.
The thing is, and this is what I said to my dad, okay, so I pay to get it done. I'm happy. And 3 days later, it's covered in sap again.
Well, that's, yep.
So my dad was like, well, maybe you should look into getting a carport because, we don't have garages out here that we use for
but the sides are
cars.
open. I was thinking that too. I love the
And
way he
yes,
thinks.
but the sides are open
Yep,
and that sap swings in, like blows in onto the side. So I don't know. I guess I'm just
I
gonna have
know.
to have a sap covered car. Oh, poor me. My life is so hard. I just realized, like, why the heck am I complaining about that?
You know what? This is a valid point, Dana, because that sap, I'm gonna imagine,
It's bad
can
for your car.
can probably eat the paint off like
Yeah.
bird shit
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not good for your car.
or eggs. Remember when
Ah,
you and I got egged in front of
yes.
Improv Olympic
Yes.
at the holiday party and I was in my
Yes.
velvet blazer?
I know. Why is everything so hard for us? Remember when we could be out in public and have fun and somebody would it with omelet eggs?
Oh my god.
We're so whiny.
I do remember. I know. Oh.
I literally sent our friend Thomas a post from like last year.
Yeah.
I went with him to, he was on the Black Lady sketch show.
Yeah.
And so I went to the premiere party with him
Huh.
and it was so fun. Like Laverne Cox was there, everybody was
Amazing.
dancing. It was so much fun. So I sent him that post and I was like, remember when we could go out and dance and be around people? Remember how great this was? Like, what a jerk move. But I was like, hey, if I had to see it and I had to suffer, then I'm gonna send it to him too.
Yes.
We're in this together.
What did he say to that?
He texted me at 8:00 this morning and was like, your Instagram message. Ugh. Okay, Jessica, what's
love it.
your rant?
Okay, well, now that I'm good and fired up,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
nothing's gonna change with this one. That is perfect. Okay, everybody. This is another very serious
Yeah.
thing that needs
Yeah.
attention. And I'm here to tell you that I think leaf blowers should be illegal.
Mhm.
Funny. Last time I thought about it, I thought they were. Oh, and I am correct. At least in Los Angeles, they are.
I was gonna
Well,
say, I don't think everywhere they are, but here, yeah.
no, at least as of 2017. The law states that gas-powered leaf blowers are prohibited within 500 feet of a residence. I'm sorry. Can they print that and post that throughout the county? Penalties may exceed 300. I'd like to know when those are going to be enforced. Electric leaf blowers are still allowed. Buzz off, okay? Notwithstanding the provisions of subsection A above, no gas-powered blower shall be used within 500 feet of a residence
Residence.
at any time.
Now, can you tell us why you hate them so much?
Oh, why? Okay, I've always hated them. When I was a
Mhm.
kid, I hated them. Okay.
Mhm.
Nothing's changed. My anger towards them has only gotten worse. I have quite a few reasons why I hate them, Dana.
Okay.
Let's start with the fact that I'm awoken by one every Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It starts with whoever the fuck is raking the gravel in the
No.
courtyard of my apartment building. I'm not kidding.
That's horrible.
I hear it's such a distinct sound when someone is raking rocks. Why the F are you raking rocks to begin
Yeah.
with?
Yeah, it's like that goosebump, the bad goosebumps.
It makes me
causes.
insane. So
Yeah.
it starts with the rake and then, like clockwork, and it don't stop. So, let me give you another fact about leaf blowers and another reason why I'm livid about them. The number of air pollutants emitted by gas-powered leaf blowers and lawnmowers exceed pollutant emissions of large automobiles, which are
Jeez.
regulated to reduce and capture many air pollutants. A 2011 study showed that a leaf blower emits nearly 300 the times the amount of air pollutants as a pickup truck.
That's crazy.
Okay? Oh, still wondering why I hate them after I said they're horrible for the environment and they're loud as hell? They smell. Okay,
Yeah.
so the gas and the kerosene that is emitted, I can taste it. It comes through my windows. No joke. I can taste it in my apartment when they're doing that.
Mhm.
I very nicely asked the gardener, "Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. which is what
The
it came
second one,
to.
yeah, the second one wasn't as very nicely.
Waving him down like a lunatic. Finally, I'm like trying to motion for him to cut it off. And I said, please, I'm begging you. I said, I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm begging you. Can you please not blow that anywhere near my unit? Because every time he does, it's blowing all of the dirt and
Dirt and
debris
dust.
and pine straw
Yeah.
onto my balcony. I'm the only one that has one at ground level. I have a
Mhm.
neighbor on the other side of the building. Everyone else is in the grass, so there's no leaf blower. Mine is one of the ones on the side that hangs over the tree. So the whole dust cloud, like the one that came over from Saudi Arabia and hit the US,
Yes. Yeah.
that's what it looks like with his bloody leaf blower. And it puts it all over my plants, all over our grill, and all over our balcony. And it drives me absolutely insane.
Now, I was talking to my dad about this when you
Mhm.
first said this to me a while back. And he said, well, I think she ought to get her own leaf blower and just blow it right back over onto theirs.
I mean, again, I love the way Gary thinks, and that is very sage advice. But you just brought me to my almost final point about this.
Almost final.
A leaf blower is the rudest effing tool that you can have, period. Because you know what it does? Oh, I'm going to get rid of all this from these people's yard. Because
Mhm.
most people aren't doing their own yard. Not around here, they're not.
Not here. Yeah.
I'm just going to pay someone to blow everything off my property, and I'm just going to blow it all onto my next door neighbor and the neighbor across the street and anyone that's passing by. Here's the final point, Dana. When I take my rage walks, you don't want to know what they're like on Tuesdays. I don't know why Tuesdays has become the day for lawn care.
Yeah.
But in my neighborhood, and trust me, I've tried leaving at different times of daylight hours,
Yeah.
and I have yet to find 1 hour on my route where I am not faced with multiple effing leaf blowers. Now, I'm going to tell you this. A few of the gardeners know me now because I pull my glasses up and I give them a stare down, and they cut it off and they turn to the side until they know I've passed, and then they go back to their leaf blowing.
Right. Out of fear. They're afraid. Yes.
They should be. They should be very afraid.
It should be.
And the other day, I did my usual passive aggressive. I'm going to stare at them and grit my teeth at them from behind sunglasses and a mask, none of which they can see.
They can see.
I think it just psychologically makes me feel better.
Yeah.
And I did it to 2 gardeners, and one of them finally got the picture because I just stopped and crossed my arms. And then he's like motioning to the friend like this to cut it off.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you this for the last time.
Okay.
I don't like them. I don't approve of them.
Yeah.
I might have to call the police on my entire neighborhood next Tuesday.
Well, I'm not going to fully support that.
Now you will love this.
Imagine that phone call. Please let me be. So last week we talked about 911. This is a non-emergency, okay? This is a non-emergency. So I'm going to go ahead and pretend to be the non-emergency operator, okay? Hello, Los Angeles County non-emergency.
This is an emergency, but I'm reserving
I'm sorry,
calling.
ma'am. You need to go ahead and hang up and call 911. Click.
Well, nobody is.
You already messed it up, Jessica. She already hung up on you. Let's try again. Hello, Los Angeles County non-emergency number. Call for a place to hear.
I've been biologically assaulted by a leaf blower.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Did someone stick a leaf blower inside of you?
I have been sprayed down with all kinds of ecological debris, and it's now in my nasal passages and all of my mucosal membranes. I'm having a severe allergic reaction.
Pause. Jessica, this is sincerely your plan. When you call, you're going to put on a fake cry voice.
Uh-huh. I'm going to
say you've been ecologically assaulted.
Yes.
Jessica, I would hang up on you, and I feel like I'm fairly nice. I would be like, this is a person that needs to be institutionalized.
Oh my God. I have to tell
Hate
you
them.
the best part of this to end on a high note.
Mhm.
Years ago, I lived with Nick Armstrong, a mutual friend of ours,
Mhm.
and his parents were in town.
Mhm.
And I told you, I have a 3-story pine tree that hangs over my balcony, and I love spending time outdoors, and I'm on my balcony all the time.
Yeah.
So I was getting it cleaned up, right? And I had done
Mhm.
it before his parents came, but we had like a crazy Santa Ana windstorm and it was raining down pine cones. So his parents had like just arrived and we were having a barbecue and I'm sweeping the porch and his dad went nuts on him. And
Oh.
I love it. He pulled him aside, but I could hear him. His dad handed him $200
Mhm.
and told him, I don't ever want to see Jessie bending over, breaking her back like that, cleaning that porch. You better go out and get her a leaf blower.
Oh, how
It
sweet.
was so sweet and so kind. We laugh about it to this day, okay? Because his
Did
dad loves a leaf blower. I bet
Yeah.
Gary loves his leaf blower too.
Yeah, he doesn't have a leaf blower, but that was his answer. He was like, "Tell her to go buy a leaf blower." Yeah.
It's hilarious, but can you imagine? By the way, my balcony, you would think that my balcony was like half an acre. No, it's like 5 by 12, I'd guess. And the fact that that man wanted me to be given a leaf blower so I didn't have to break my back sweeping.
So sweet.
I love and appreciate the sentiment greatly.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Well, Jessica, I'm sorry that your rage walks get ruined on Tuesdays.
Yeah, it's okay.
And actually, I will say legitimately the amount of pollution that they're clearly putting, like, I didn't know that those facts.
Yes.
That's very interesting. And we do have to be, have you noticed how, okay, so like before my mom passed away in,
Mhm.
January, February, March, April was when March is when
Yes.
quarantine started happening. Remember like March and April, how
Mhm.
beautiful the sky was,
Mhm.
how clean the air was here in Los Angeles. Like
100%.
every day it looked like it had just rained. It was so beautiful,
Yeah.
which we're not used to. Now, when I go home to Missouri, the sky just looks like it goes on forever in every
Right.
which direction. Here, there is air pollution that is visible, and it's really sad.
Yes.
It sucks. And right now, we are back to full blown yucky, especially since we're
I
on
know.
fire every couple of weeks. It's fire season. Did you see the
It's
big fire yesterday?
I could see it. I mean, it's a good ways from where
Yeah,
I
it's
am.
closer to me than it is you, and
Yes.
it's still fairly, it's a 20-minute drive for me.
But I walked out and I'm like, I'm not trying to sound stupid. I'm like, holy shit, those clouds are, oh my God, those are not
Those are
clouds.
not clouds, it's fire. They did look like clouds.
They looked like
Yeah.
the most beautiful,
Huge,
plump,
fluffy, yeah, no,
insane,
and it
and it
was
was
smoke.
yep.
Yeah.
And you could kind of see it all over LA because Alan works on the complete other side of our county and he sent me a picture of it from his work. I walked outside and I saw it and then you're on the other side. I mean,
Yeah,
it was bad.
it
It
was
is bad.
big.
It's at
Yeah.
10,000 acres.
Wee, wee, wee.
Mhm.
So anything we can do to lessen air pollution for our beautiful Mother Earth would be great.
Mhm.
So if you want to bring up to your, I don't know, city council or whatever that you would like to ban
Leaf
leaf
blowers?
blowers, then I will support you in that.
Uh-huh. Oh, me or you're saying all listeners because I'm willing to campaign for every town across this country if a listener wants me to.
Whatever you end up doing, I will support you. How's that?
You know what leaf
Jessica,
blowers prevent us from doing? Luckily,
what?
there's not one buzzing right now. It would prevent us from taking a non-particle ridden cleansing breath.
Well, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yep.
Well, I think that you've gotten pretty wound up today. And a cleansing breath is very necessary.
Yep.
So, did you just take a mini one on your own?
Yeah.
Did you just Gary Powell it?
I did.
Whew.
Oh my God, I totally did. Oh,
Let's
God.
get you a big one. So,
Okay.
our show is the Rants and Raves podcast. We like to rant out all the bad, get out the
Mhm.
things we want to complain about.
Mhm.
We're well aware, guys, that these problems are not the biggest problems in the world right now, but sometimes you just got to get it out.
That's
So
right.
we get all that out. We take a nice big cleansing breath and we try to fill up with some funnies and some goodness.
Yes.
So let's scream it out if you want to. If you don't want to, it doesn't matter. Just take a second to breathe with us. You'll feel better, I promise.
Exactly.
So let's take a deep breath in. And yeah, that was nice.
That was nice.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry I laugh at when you get all worked up, but sometimes it's just funny.
Mhm.
Okay. We're going to move into corners. I'm up first, and I've got a big nope corner for you.
I really think that you have met your match with this one.
Well, I would be, yes, because I would be equally as angry. If not, I would equally be as, I saw, like, I was reading it and I was getting madder and madder. And then I saw the picture and I was like, this is exactly the horror I thought was coming. Okay, this is from the Mirror. This is by Courtney Pochin, an audience writer. It's very recent, August 13th, 2020. Tourist fuming after paying £5 for, quote, shitty salad that's just a plate of tomatoes. Okay? A tourist who went out, so awful. A tourist who went out for food after a long hike to refuel was left incredibly disappointed by the contents of their €6 salad. Okay? After a long day out on holiday, you're probably going to be feeling pretty ravenous. Yeah, you are. Especially if you've been hiking. Yeah, it's hot. And you've burnt calories. You're hungry. Okay. One poor tourist. Now I added poor. That's not Courtney's word. One tourist recently found themselves in this situation after going on a long mudflat hiking tour. I don't know what a mudflat hiking tour is. Is that some British term? I think it's British.
I think so. I've never heard of that.
Me either. It's like when they call a house a flat, right?
Oh, maybe.
So it's like the nature version of a flat.
Wouldn't it be then an adobe dwelling?
Jessica. All right, guys, we're going to take a cleansing breath. No. I'm just kidding. Following the tour, they headed out to eat at a restaurant in Amrum, an island in Germany situated in the North Sea. But it's fair to say they were left feeling rather unimpressed with their food and like they had been ripped off. And that was a quote. Okay. Taking to Reddit, the tourist who posts under the username Gandhi14 shared a snap of the salad, which is in quotes, they had ordered, which cost €6, which was around £5. Okay. Which, dollars. What is the dollars of that?
€6. I don't know what the euro to
£5
dollar is. Well, pounds are always worth
higher
more than our dollar.
Yeah. So more than $5.
Anywhere from 12 to 15 American dollars.
What?
Yeah.
That makes me even more furious.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. The meal consists of slices of tomato with some chopped onion on top and nothing more. And that's not a joke. I'm making you post the picture next week. They later added that there was also no seasoning or dressing on this salad. Like, you couldn't at least put some extra virgin olive oil on there? Or a cracked black pepper?
I'm dead. Some sea salt.
Something. I'd rub it on a Himalayan sea salt lamp at least. The Reddit post went viral with many people in the comments quick to brand the salad shitty and sad. One person replied, "You got ripped off. This is shitty food for €6." A second was stunned by the addition of onions. "I thought that was cheese. Onions makes it even worse. This person's not wrong." Jessica, you saw this, right? That's literally.
I cried, and I love that you thought it was cheese.
No, that wasn't the article. I'm not the only one. The lady said it, and I was like,
"Oh, I thought you said it."
It looks like they put 12 shreds of mozzarella
I
on
can't.
top of this onion. No salt, no, not. It's crazy. Another wrote, not worth €6. You can make a decent salsa with tomatoes and onion too, but that would require work and effort, said a third.
Oh.
Somebody else said those better be good ass tomatoes. A fifth added, so it's just tomato and raw onion? That's not a salad. That's just throwing stuff on a plate. Agreed.
You know who would love that salad more than any human on earth?
Who?
My father.
Oh, say it ain't so, Mark.
Yeah. Dana, he eats tomatoes like an apple.
No, no.
And he loves raw onion. So
No.
that would be his perfect meal.
Okay, well, I got a question for you, Mr. Young. Are you okay paying $15 for a 30-cent tomato?
He would be outraged by that.
Yes, see, at least we can agree on that. Others thought that this had potential. Well, those people are crazy. And they shared advice for the restaurant on how they could improve it for next time. Honestly, some good olive oil, salt, pepper, a few pieces of basil, and I'd smash this. I love raw tomatoes. Okay. Yeah, they could have added some basil or mozzarella seasoned it. However, one pointed out that these changes would hike the price even further. It's already €6. Adding that'll make it €26. Don't give them ideas. So I read this and obviously it affected me. I hate tomatoes so much. I also hate paying too much for food that I could pay 27 cents for at home. The picture made me even more furious. And then I was angry because I was like, dear mirror, why was the article about this so stinking long? And why did I read every word? And why are my panties so twisted that I don't know how I'm going to calm down now? It was like misplaced frustration. I just lost it.
So amazing. And you couldn't be more right. Dana, why is this the length of an article that we expect over a serious news issue or problem or event that has occurred? Sometimes I'm like, what? And all I can find is a paragraph and it's about something like a murder or whatever. Yes. This was a novella about a bloody tomato and onion salad.
It was crazy.
But I love it.
I just was like, oh my God, maybe my body really needed to get that tightly wound over something so mundane and stupid. Because then when I was like, wait a minute, it's so what? Then I felt my body just go like Amelie. Like I just turned into water and I was like, oh my God, now I'm relaxed. Like a towel that unwinds after you twisted it.
Oh my God.
So tight. It felt better. Anyway, that's my corner. And nope.
I love it so much.
What did you bring?
Okay. My corner is not a long one at all, but really fun and also very time appropriate. A farm in Michigan that sells giant pumpkins, and let me tell you, folks, they're giant, have a corn maze, and they cut it to spell out COVID go away.
Yes, I love it.
It's so amazing. We will post a picture because you can't get the full effects without seeing it. It is literally, I don't know why the picture, of course, now is not showing. What does it matter? You guys can't see it either.
Exactly.
I mean, you guys can't see it anyway. And a Michigan pumpkin farm awaiting its fall reopening remodeled its 13-acre corn maze with a timely message. COVID, go away. Johnson's Giant Pumpkins in Saginaw said the corn maze was remodeled in anticipation of the business's planned reopening in September. The farm said in a Facebook post that guests will be able to send a message to the coronavirus by visiting the maze when it opens. Stomp out COVID go away as you wander through the 13-acre corn maze this fall. Owner Gerald Johnson said the message should also serve as a reminder to be safe as the virus continues to spread. It's still out there. We still have to be careful. We still need to wear masks where needed and just be aware of it and take reasonable precautions.
Yeah. I love that. It's so cool.
It's so cool. So I love it because who doesn't love a good maze, right?
Yeah.
I love all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever been in one in a corn maze, which is
What?
amazing.
There's so
Yeah.
many of them here in LA. I can't
Is
believe you've
there?
never. Yes. There's 2 right by me every year.
Oh, I have to be honest, the only like real maze I ever went in was done with hedges, and it was when I was in jolly old England at the Hampton Court.
Oh my God, I'm so jealous.
They have a giant maze and it's incredible, but it wasn't scary because it was like
Yeah,
daylight. And
right.
I feel like if I went in a corn maze and it was
At
nighttime,
nighttime.
I would wait for Malachi to come out and kill
Yes.
me with his
They
eyes.
the ones near us, they do daytime family corn maze, and then they do
Mhm.
nighttime, like, scare you corn maze. Yeah,
Yes.
because I was thinking about pumpkin patches and corn mazes and stuff, and I was
Yes.
saying to Dan, like, last year we had such a blast at Halloween all
Yes.
together,
I
and
know.
it's like, I don't think that's gonna be possible this year.
I know. It's funny that you say that because I thought about it. I'm like, well, people trick or treat outdoors and people are in costume and ironically may even be in a mask. I'm not saying that those masks are protective enough, but I realize I'm like, but are people going to want to go door to door and be having stuff that was touched by 100
By
different
100,
hands? It's
yes,
just,
kids sticking hands in bowls and yeah.
it reminds me of the year that there was like somebody was putting razor blades in candy or
Yeah.
remember what I'm talking about? Like when we were
Yes.
kids or
I feel like I read an article that said that's actually an urban myth, like, that
it very well may have been, but remember, it's like once that started, it's like wildfire. Everyone
everyone
freaked
was
out.
petrified, yes.
And I'll never forget, my mom would not let us eat the candy that we got. And I
Mhm.
remember she was like, you can go trick or treating. You cannot eat the candy. And I was like, what? Then what's the point of going trick or treating? We got in this huge fight. And she's like, I'll buy you a bag of candy.
Yeah, well, that makes sense, and you know what? As a kid, I would have been like, Okay, fine, then it's fine.
Right.
I'll take that bag of candy."
But yeah, things like this, a maze and whatever, like that's nice. That's an outdoor thing. Like I hope that maybe, we have lots of agriculture in California, but there's a
Mhm,
specific area known as the snow line that is filled with apple orchards.
mhm,
And I love doing that in the fall. You can go, you can pick your own apples, or they already
mhm.
have them bagged, like every type you've ever dreamed of. The hot apple cider donuts. Look, I'm already talking about fall, and it's 100 degrees in Los
Yes, it's so
Angeles.
hot here right now. Well, I think that's really neat that they did
Yes,
that.
but I will post the picture. It's really, really cool. It looks like
Yeah.
one of those alien patterns that's been burned out that you
Yes.
can,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, not the
So,
crop circles, but the really intricate ones.
yes.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And
So cool.
kudos to whoever did that.
I know,
Like,
I
I
don't
don't
know
know how you
how
cut things down in a pattern like that
and
on that
see
scale.
like, are able to see that. Yeah, on that scale. It's crazy. I love it.
I love it too.
Now, Jessica, before we
Oh,
move
I
on,
have, yes. No, go on.
we have a revisit corner.
Yes, yes,
We have an
please.
update. We have an up so do you wanna share with everybody what our update is here?
So I got real excited. We received a message last night from a dear friend of the podcast and a friend of ours, our good friend Adam, who wanted to make sure that we remembered this
Thank you.
story. And I
Yes.
said, he sent us an article that the meth bow suspect
Yeah, yeah, we all know who she
appeared
is.
appeared in court late. Okay, so I guess
Okay.
you shouldn't be shocked. But you guys, she had her court date recently and she was late for her
You
trial, I
know,
guess. For
that's what happens though. People get a taste of fame and then they just start doing whatever they want. They
so this
become
was
divas.
yes, this was yesterday. Lady, you got caught with methamphetamine and you're gonna be
In a
showing up to court late.
plastic baggie that you thought could fool us into thinking it was a bow
You
in
know
your
what?
hair.
I'm still gonna give her props for that.
It's
It's
a perfect bow. I'm not gonna
pretty good.
don't get me wrong, it's a perfect bow. But it definitely looks like a bag of meth on her head.
So we'll give you this quick little update about her, which I don't think will come as any surprise.
Okay.
Why did her name have to be Jessica, by the way? That part I did forget. Jessica Kropp, Kropp, who faces charges of possession of meth with the intent to deliver and possession of drug paraphernalia, was approximately 30 minutes late for her court appearance.
30 minutes? Not like
Bitch,
10.
you should have been 30 minutes early.
Early? That's how we all do it in the theater.
Okay.
You show up 30 minutes before your call time.
I mean, seriously. She reportedly claimed traffic going across the Bull Shoals Dam delayed her appearance.
Okay.
Okay, lady, you had to drive to a different town, a different county. I don't know what you're talking about. I know this is in the Arkansas area. It's near Little Rock.
I know where Bull Shoals is. Yeah.
Here's my favorite part. She also told Circuit Court Judge Gordon Webb that she wishes to hire a Little Rock attorney and plans to do so. Lady, I think you should have thought about
already
that.
done it. Yeah, I think when they gave you your future court date, you were supposed to use that time.
She said months. Months.
During a pandemic, like, what have you been doing? Clearly just meth.
Working on her new collection of hair accessories. God knows she'll probably put them on YouTube, and the next thing we know, she'll be licensed with Claire's, and she'll be the next millionaire.
Oh my God, you're right. I'm gonna start seeing ads for her pop up on my Instagram feed. Oh God.
Oh man, it's just yeah. Okay, so you guys, she was arrested September 24th, 2019.
God, was it that long ago?
Yeah, I can't believe it. First of all, that's frightening for how time flies. But you guys, she had 11 months.
Yeah, she had 11.
11 months.
She had 11 months to get there on time and to have a lawyer.
Like, if there was ever something to not be late for, it's court.
Yeah, exactly.
Period.
Especially when you're in such big trouble and you're so high profile.
And you dress like you may never, I don't care what your sense of style or personality is, you go in looking like you're about to interview to become a nun.
Not her. She's like, hey, y'all, do you like my shirt? It's got a unicorn on it. And sometimes if I press a button, it lights up. I just want to come fancy. Also, want to apologize real quick for being a little late. A lot of traffic on the Bull Shoal Bridge. Ooh, boy. I was like, come on, people. I got some moped and I still can't get through. It was the worst. That's why my hair looks a mess. Pardon me while I put a hair bow in real quick. It's just baking soda.
I think I have a new, I mean, this may be very ambitious, but I wish that we had been rolling so we could record that, so we could reenact people from corners and what we think is going on.
What that conversation's like. Now I'm going to take a seat. I apologize again. We're going to have to wait for my attorney to show up. I have not hired one yet.
Oh my God.
We could take a brief recess.
And reconvene 11 months from now.
Chong chong. See y'all. Beep beep. I just spit all over myself.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam.
Oh my God. Thank you for keeping us very well informed. Okay.
I love it. All right, let's go ahead and move into our raves this week.
Yes.
This rave was sent in by a listener and a friend of the show, Meredith. We love you. You're great. My rave is Hooray For T-shirts, okay? Hooray For is a new online t-shirt business started by fitness trainer and former rockette Amanda Kloots and her sister Anna. Now, if that name sounds familiar, it's unfortunately for a pretty tragic reason. They donate a portion of every Hooray For Life shirt sold to the WHO COVID Relief Fund. This company was born after the sudden and tragic death of Amanda's husband, Broadway actor Nick Cordero, from COVID-19. So we all heard about this horrible story. And listen, every COVID story is horrible. Don't get me wrong. This one just happened to be one of the earlier ones that hit hard. He was a young, healthy, vibrant, talented man who suffered for a long time with COVID-19. Everything just shut down, left home, children behind. It's just devastating.
He was in a coma.
Yeah, oh, here's more. He was 42 and in excellent health. They have a 1-year-old son, Elvis. Amanda has faced this head on with her grace and positivity. She's brought so many people together through her Instagram stories, asking everyone to please dance, pray, and move your bodies for Nick in the hopes that he would make it through. Unfortunately, as we know, his body just couldn't fight any longer. It's a tragic story, but with a happy ending. Hooray For, so that's the company, right? Hooray For helps us see that there are so many things worth celebrating. So their Instagram accounts you can follow. I think I follow Amanda. She is so positive. Like, I don't know how she's come through as strong as she has. She's clearly got an amazing support system and is just a really incredible woman. But she's at Amanda Kloots. You can also follow at hooray.for. And then you can also follow her sister at Anna Kloots. We'll also put up their website, which I went and looked on their website. Jessica, I'm sure you have too. And honestly, they're so simple and lovely. I love them. So it's called Hooray For. We love to celebrate things that make us happy, people, places, moments, holidays, food, everything really. If the thought of it makes you smile, it deserves a little celebration. We also love a perfectly fitted, slightly worn in white tee. But we wanted to make it fun because all things should be fun. Hooray For is a way that you can have a little party every day for something that makes you happy and look fabulous doing it. So just to read you a few of the options, and there's lots of different options, but Hooray For Life, Hooray For Health Heroes, Hooray For Teachers, Hooray For Miracles, Hooray For Rainbows. That one's really cute because rainbows in all different colors. Hooray For Sunshine. Hooray for Canadians.
Yeah.
Hooray for Rosé. Yes. Hooray for sisters. Hooray for faith. And the list just goes on and on. They're just simple teas with those words on it, but words are really powerful. So I really like that the Hooray for Life one, so, goes to help the COVID relief fund. I think that's really beautiful. It's such a nice way to memorialize this beautiful, talented man who was a Broadway actor. And listen, every single loss that we have had to this virus is just as important. This one just happened to be highlighted because he was in the spotlight. And it's just an example of how horrific this disease can be and what it has taken away from us. So I love that they've found a good way. She also, if you Google her, there's so much online. Like, she's always just making positive statements and she's very talented in her own right. Their little Elvis is such a doll.
I know.
So anyway, go ahead and check out Hooray For. We'll put, like I said, we'll put up the link to that because it's actually unlimited.com is where you find it. It's one of their collections. So anyway, that's it. I think it's really beautiful. Thanks for introducing us to that.
Yes. Thank you, Meredith. We love it. This is just by chance. I mean, look, sometimes we all consciously buy something because we know what it's for. Admittedly, I grabbed this because it was cute. Okay. And what I grabbed was a bib for one of my friends for her baby shower. But then once I got home and I was like looking at all the stuff, I'm like, oh, look at this. And I started reading the info on the hanger that the bib came on. And I loved this company and then just was amazed by what they do. The company is called Bella Tunno, Tuno, and their motto is buy one, give one. So for all of their products, anything that you buy, they're donating a meal to children in need. So I love that. It was started by one woman, and then she got together with other friends who are mothers and who wanted to have fun, cute, useful things for their own children, but wanted to also find a way to help. So one of the things I love about them, and this also taught me about something I was not aware of, is they are a certified B, as in the letter B, corporation. B Corps are companies that use business as a force for good. To be certified as a B corporation, a brand must meet high standards for social and environmental performance, accountability, and transparency. B Corps are accelerating a global culture shift to redefine success in business and use profits and growth as a means to a greater end. Positive impact for their employees, communities, and environment.
Now, I was trying to, when I was reading about that, I was like, have we ever profiled a B Corp before or
I don't
known?
think
Because I don't think I knew what that was.
Me neither. I've
It's
never
really
heard of it,
awesome.
but it's cool. And you do know some of the companies, like we've talked about Seventh Generation. So they're a
Yes.
B Corp.
Okay.
Patagonia, which I don't know about
Okay.
you. In my college, it was like
Love
everybody
it.
wanted a Patagonia pullover
Absolutely.
fleece.
Yep. Yep.
But Patagonia also, and we should rave about them, one of the coolest companies in
I
the
mean,
world
since they started,
from the
they've been cool.
beginning.
Yeah. Mhm.
We will rave about that, in
Yeah, we
fact, because
should.
they
I mean,
do so
usually
much good.
we try to do smaller,
Yeah.
organizations and stuff, but honestly, Patagonia is so great. We really should rave about them one day.
Absolutely. So, all of these organizations are helping inspire tens of thousands of other companies to follow their lead by measuring impact, changing corporate structure, and building better businesses. Bella Tunno exists to eradicate child hunger, the #2 United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. Did not know
Wow,
that.
didn't know that. Mm-mm.
We are impact focused. Bella Tunno measures success through social impact. They donate one meal to one child for every product sold. Over 4 million meals have been donated so far.
Wow. One
Im-
meal for every product. That's
It's
amazing.
I love it. Employee committed. Bella Tunno values team and empowers employees to live their best lives by paying full premiums on health, vision, and dental insurance, offer matching 401k, offer paid parental leave, and offering limitless vacation days.
What?
Also, pretty much unheard of.
Yeah.
They are women owned and led and run by women. So I'm going to show you guys the picture of the bib I got. It's called Knock Knock Better Be Guac.
Shut
Okay.
up. That's so cute.
And I noticed it. I said to my friend, because I would never be this corny, but I'm like, hey, I noticed that you're using that bib a lot and I love it. And she goes, oh my God, it's the best thing. So they're silicone.
Okay, so
So
that you can wipe them off.
yes,
Yeah.
she goes, it's literally the only bib that has not been destroyed because
Yeah.
they get stained and all of that. She's
Mhm.
like, I love it. And they have like that little pocket, if
Pocket.
you will, to
Mhm.
catch the food and whatnot that they're
Mhm.
shoveling in their face. So, you guys, their stuff is so cute. It's very fun. All kinds of amazing collections. It's very much for empowering kids. The messages are all super positive. And for instance, they have something called the Kindness Collection. And it says, we are doubling down on kindness and giving 2 meals for every product sold from this collection.
Oh, wow.
And like an example, they do silicone bibs and teething rings. Choose joy, love more, see the good, let the
Cute.
sun shine. Or excuse me, be the sunshine. This is one of my favorites. Stand up, stand out, stand together.
Aw.
So they're so cute. One of them says world changer. Kind is cool. They just go on and on and on. That's from one collection. They also had an anniversary collection because it was their 15-year anniversary.
Oh, wow.
And they gave 15 meals per. I mean, it's
Wow.
incredible. So these ladies are in it for the right reason. Check them
Mhm.
out. I bought the bib at Target. Bella
Mhm.
Tunno has a website with all their products on the website. But if you're in a Target and go by the baby section, check it out. I also bought some of the silicone spoons, which are
Aw.
so cute and totally safe for the babies.
Mhm.
So Bella Tunno, and excuse me, I misspelled it the first time. BELLATUNNO.com.
Okay.
So yeah, check them out. Amazing
Very
products
cute.
with an amazing cause.
And women run.
Yes, we
I
love
love
it.
that. Yes. Yay, yay, yay,
Mhm.
yay. Jessica,
Dana,
I think that's our
I
show.
think it is.
Oh my goodness, this was a fun one.
It really is. I almost felt like we were in person. I can't believe I'm
I
saying that,
know,
but I
a little bit,
almost did.
right?
Yep,
We did a lot of laughing. I would love to see you in person so soon.
I know.
Brr. I'll tell you guys how to get a hold of us. Send us some rants so that Jessica doesn't have a stroke. You can find us on Instagram or Facebook at the Rants and Raves Podcast. You can email us at the Rants and Raves Podcast at gmail.com. You can go to our website, www.therantsandраvespodcast.com. There's a contact us button. And then, I almost always forget Twitter. You can find us on Twitter. Jessica said we have like 36 followers on Twitter now. I
I
can't
think
believe it.
38.
What?
Uh-huh.
What? That's at underscore raves. Is that
at
right?
Ray Lady.
No, Tina.
Hilarious. At raves_the.
You're so good. Anyway, just get a hold of us. Talk to us. Tell us what you're up to. Tell us what you love. Tell us what you hate. We're around. We got nothing going on. So each week, I like to end the show with maybe some things you might enjoy. I watched a Soups creepy movie. I watched actually two because I love creepy movies. One was with Kate Bosworth called The Domestics. It's a pandemic related movie because, I deep dive. And I think it was on Netflix. It's really good.
Is this the one where she's driving with her kid across the thing?
No, she's driving with her husband across country to get to her parents.
Okay, I'm crying because this is the second Kate Bosworth movie that you've watched during the pandemic.
It is? What's hilarious. The other one?
I don't remember.
That's funny.
I know. That's why I was like...
I think she's talented. She works a lot and everything. Jessica, it's probably just because I'm getting old. Because if I walk past her on the street, I don't think I'd recognize her. It's terrible. It's nothing to do with her. It's just me. I don't know. Anyway, it was a good movie. I also watched The High Rise with Tom Hiddleston. Jeremy Irons is also in it.
I love him.
Oh, me too. In fact, while I was watching it, it is so weird, it's so creepy, and so visually stunning. I almost texted you in the middle of the movie and said, you and Alan have to stop everything you're doing right now and watch this and tell me if I'm insane because I love it and it's creeping me out. Yeah. Anyway, so The High Rise, that one's on Hulu, I believe.
All right.
It's considered a horror movie because there's a little bit of gore in it, but it's not hostile or anything like that. So I also like to leave us with a weekly point to ponder.
Yes.
Oh, shoot. Real quick, too, just because I'm trying to put happiness into the world. For those of you who are not interested in horror and creepy stuff, let me also recommend something very offensive on Instagram that my friend Kira told me about. Have you seen at Effin Birds?
No.
EFFINBIRDS. So he's got a book and merch. And I guess somebody from the Audubon got really offended by him. Anyway, it's pictures of different kinds of birds and then horribly offensive sayings like, mind your own business, motherfucker. Things like that. I don't know why it's so funny. The juxtaposition of just birds and offensive two-line sayings is so funny to me. Anyway.
I'm looking at it right now.
It's so funny to me. There's a coffee cup that I'm I may have to buy that for myself. It's so frivolous. Anyway, there's tons of stuff on there. He also has a book.
Oh, I bought the book for someone. And
I wish I bought it.
I swear, and I wish I'd bought it for myself. It was admittedly one of the many times where I'm like, do I give this to them or do I keep it?
Oh, God, I hate it when I do that. I know. Especially I bought 2 cactuses the other day. One's gold and one's hot pink. And I had bought one to give to somebody else. And I was like, no, think I need a gold and a pink.
Okay.
So selfish. Anyway, since I'm on a horrible roll,
I love this. No, I love this. These are amazing.
2 horror movies to watch, a horribly offensive Instagram account. Here's our weekly point to ponder. I really want you guys to think about this. We will be back next week. Thank you for following along during our craziness. Hey, y'all, think about this. Jelly beans are so shiny. Do you know why, Jessica?
Why?
Well, let me tell you. It's because they're coated with shellac, which is made from insect poop. Thank you, guys. Think about it for a while. We'll see you next week. Love you, Jessica.
Love ya.
Bye.
Bye.